Hey guys, Andrew from Cable Bullet here, and today I want to show you the different options we have for cutting your cables, as well as some tips and best practices for managing your cable runs during the cutting process. Let's check it out. Thanks for your interest in the Cable Bullet system. We hope you find this video useful, and if you do, please consider subscribing to our channel. Now let's look at the different cutter options. At Cable Bullet, we have 3 different cutting tools available, and while they each do the same job of cutting your cable, they all have slightly different use cases. In general, larger cutters will make for faster cutting and are better for bigger projects. The simplest tool we offer is the handheld cable cutter. At 7.5 inches long, they're great for DIY projects requiring less than 100 total cuts. You can always buy these separately from our store, but if you buy one of our installation kits for horizontal railing, these are included at no additional cost. If your project requires more than 100 cuts, or if you just want something with a bit more power, you can always size up to the 13-inch handheld cutter. The longer the handles, the more leverage you have when cutting your cables, making cutting easier and faster. Additionally, the blades on this cutter are replaceable, so you don't have to get a new cutter just because your blades are dull. Both of these handheld options are perfect for just about any DIY project, but if you're a contractor in search of some serious cutting power or need something that you can use on repeat jobs, we highly recommend our bench mount cutter. This cutter will make short work of the 5/32 inch cable we use in our horizontal system, and it also features replaceable blades. So just like with the 13-inch handheld, you don't need to buy a new cutter. Now that you have an idea of what your cutting options are, let's talk about some ways to make the cutting process even easier. One of the most time-consuming parts of cutting is getting the right lengths. When cutting, we recommend just cutting a rough length that you can shorten later on. Always cut yourself a little more cable than you actually need. You'll have more options with a cable that's too long over a cable that's too short. When cutting your final length, you want to make sure that your cable extends an inch past the face of the tensioner. The head of our tensioners stick out of your post a 1/4 inch. We recommend taking 3/4 inch painter's tape and running that down the length of your post. That, combined with the tensioner head, will measure out to 1 inch. Pull your cable taut and cut it at the edge of the tape. Alternatively, you can put a crimp sleeve and load washer on your cable and hold it in a similar position at the edge of your post. Together, these 2 pieces are 3/4 inch, so you can pull your cable taut like before and cut it at the end of your crimp sleeve. You'll want to keep some other considerations in mind when cutting. Make sure your blades are sharp to give a nice clean cut. If you're starting to see frayed cable ends, that's probably a sign that you have a dull blade. Frayed ends are next to unusable and should be avoided completely. As mentioned before, the small handheld cutters are rated for up to 100 cuts. If you need to make more than that, consider getting a second pair or sizing up to a larger cutter. If you're already using the larger cutter, make sure your blades are sharp. If needed, replacement blades can be ordered through our website or through our customer support team. Using the small cutters for an extended period of time might introduce some arm fatigue. To help with that, you might consider extending your handles using some pipes or other objects to give yourself more leverage when cutting. We happen to have an old curtain rod that we used for our cutters that had an inner diameter of 0.83 inches, which worked really well. Really, as long as your pipes fit and stay on, they should work for this purpose. Otherwise, we just recommend getting the 13-inch cable cutters. Thank you for watching. Let us know in the comments if you have any questions about our cutters. Visit us at cablebullet.com or give us a call if you need any assistance with your project.